Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of PNP's Den of Antiquities. Today we have another awesome entry in the Star Wars Perspective podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and I didn't introduce you. TC Cosplays is our guest. I'm an awful host. I did not announce you properly. I didn't cue you up properly.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
A man who needs no introduction. That's why I said it.
Yeah, true.
So the first question I usually ask everybody is, what got you into Star Wars?
Well, that's a very interesting question because I got into Star Wars. It was kind of weird how I got into Star Wars. I was born in 2004, and it was kind of like I obviously didn't see Revenge of the Sith in theaters because, well, I was a baby.
R.I.P.
Yeah, but so yeah, I kind of grew up in the period where there wasn't really Clone Wars yet, and my parents only owned Revenge of the Sith on DVD. That was the only Star Wars movie they had.
Sounds like smart parents.
Yeah. But I don't know. As a kid, I would watch it, but like I would just hate it because like they would kill all the Jedi off, and they were so cool. But yeah, it wasn't until I went to a farmer's market and my mom bought me because we had an old like TV VHS back home, and this one lady was selling like the original trilogy but in VHS.
Ooh, okay.
But her
shout out to
the
VHS.
Lady that sold, big facts. But the lady that sold us the tapes, her son lost Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
So all I had was just the cover of Return of the Jedi.
Oh, dang.
And she felt so bad for me. She gave me episode 2 instead. So I had 4, 5, and then 2.
What an assortment. That's just such like that's awesome though. That's cool.
Yeah, and then I ended up watching The Phantom Menace in theaters when they re-released it.
Oh,
in 3D.
Nice.
That one year. I think it was 2010.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sad because I haven't seen I saw Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith in theaters, but I haven't seen any of the other like any of the originals or like Phantom Menace because I was too young. I think I was like I think 99 is when Phantom Menace came out, 97 something like that. So I was only 99. Like I think I was only like a couple of years old. Like I was born in 95, so I missed that one.
But yeah, and then my mom ended up buying me the complete saga, which
nice.
Was 6.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, if you had to pick one thing, and this is a tough question, but like if you had to pick one thing that's like your thing in Star Wars, what is your favorite thing about Star Wars?
Honestly, I would have to say just the way that Star Wars can become more than one genre. Like it's so cool that we have like of course we have the movies where we talk about the Jedi and then like the originals we dive in a little bit deep with the Rebellion, and then like shows like The Mandalorian. Like we have like a Western and like
spy
like
thriller
old,
with Andor.
Like, yeah, spy thriller with Andor. All that is just so cool, and the way that Star Wars can tell a story in just any genre, like romance, drama, action, suspense. Like it just as a filmmaker, that's cool, and that's really unique.
It like has like a multi-use, like multi-versatile, or however you say it.
Yeah, very
genre.
Very.
That's cool. Well, now that we're on the topic of Andor, and Andor literally just finished not too long ago, what'd you think? What'd you think of now that everything's all said and done?
Dude, I want more. I honestly, the finale was just I loved how it, because like I was a little bit afraid that they were going to like throw like some like a Rebels character or like any other like Phantom character just to give us fan service, but like I really like that they really stuck with like the story. And yeah, the rebellion on Ferrix was just awesome to see.
Oh yeah. Freaking him hitting the dude with the brick, the guy,
the brick,
the bell guy, like Spartan kicking the stormtrooper out the window. Like,
and he also headbutted the stormtrooper.
Yeah, he was not messing around, man. He's like, I've been ringing this bell for too damn long. Get over here.
But yeah, overall, the show was different. I loved how they really weren't afraid to like, take it slow, and like take its time to tell a story, because some people were complaining about that, like, oh, like Andor's too slow, but like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be slow. It's supposed to take its time.
I feel that because like I do think Andor's slow, but with the caveat to that is like it pays off, like when it's supposed to hit, like those those episodes that are supposed to slap, like they slap. Like the Aldani heist was great, the prison break was great, and then the last episode was also great. Like, so like I'm honestly okay from like a storyteller perspective. I'm honestly okay with that. Sometimes stories take a little longer to like unfold, and especially to how, going back to the genres thing that you were talking about earlier, like we've never gotten a spy thriller genre in Star Wars before. And I think that was kind of a little jarring for people, because those spy thrillers are kind of slow, but they like constantly build, But no, I agree with you, man. I can't wait for season 2. I really hope they fast forward a little bit and get some more open rebellion,
Yeah, me too. And Nemec's manifesto was also really, really cool.
Yeah, I didn't even realize, I had like totally forgotten that he had like given it to him, because like they haven't like shown it at all. But like as soon as somebody said that was Nemec's journal, I was like, that's interesting. He's like, he's like listening to like, how would I imagine like a football player is like listening to music before he's like going in to play the football game. Like Cassie's like jacking himself up, like getting inspired by Nemec's speech.
There's a rumor, because in Rogue One, Andor wears like kind of like a small booklet on his like back. And a lot of people are saying that's Nemec's.
Dude, manifesto. That would be a sick tie-in. That would be dope.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about like the community, and kind of like what you do within the community, and like how you kind of got it started with cosplay, because I feel like that's pretty big staple for you. I mean, yeah, it's obviously like TC cosplays and stuff like that. What kind of got you into cosplay, and what kind of drove you to pick the characters that you did?
Well, I got into cosplay literally because I was bored.
Fair enough.
It when you're told that you can't go outside because of COVID-19, and you have to stay in your house the whole time, you tend to, get a little bit crazy. And I was slowly but surely losing my mind every day, and I needed something to do. And I had TikTok, but I didn't really like post anything that I post now. And I came across one cosplay TikToker. I forget who it was, but then I started following more and more. And I had my Mandalorian helmet, which I like painted. I painted it, and it was kind of like sort of like the colors were based on a unused concept art of Boba Fett's helmet.
Okay.
And so I painted that a while ago, and then I was kind of just pieced together what I had in my closet, and I just started making videos. And I kept doing it more and more and more. I began to get a slow but steady following. I didn't start cosplaying other characters until, I had my Han Solo costume, because I bought that as a Halloween costume, and it was just kind of been sitting around, haven't been doing anything. So, and I was curious, you know, I decided why not cosplay as Han, and then I started getting more likes as Han, and then I want to see if I could cosplay as Luke Skywalker, because Luke Skywalker is like my all-time favorite, like,
same character. Yeah.
And it's funny because he's kind of taken over my he's like one of my favorite cosplays to get into. And meanwhile, my Mando is just sitting somewhere in the corner crying.
Slowly, I'm so lonely.
Yeah, but I don't know. The characters I pick, I mostly try to do a character that really nobody else has even done or even tries to do. And it mostly comes down to, like, I know, like, a lot of, like, because I'm a person of color, and one of the things I've dealt with is haters.
Trolls and stuff like that.
That I can't cosplay a certain character because I'm not this certain color, but you know,
dude, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever. I'm like, you can cosplay whoever the crap. You're not the person that you're cosplaying, so literally anybody can cosplay it because nobody's Harrison Ford.
Exactly.
Bro, get out of here with that nonsense. People are just trolls.
Nobody can technically nobody can tell me that I can't cosplay as Luke Skywalker, because when Mark Hamill actually came on TikTok, he liked one of my videos.
Oh, nice.
He liked one of my videos when I was
very
Luke,
cool.
and then I made a thank you video, telling him, thank you, you made my childhood and all that. And he commented that on that
dude
video.
No way.
And
dude, that's sick.
He was like, your Luke is shoot. If I can pull it up, I still have it saved. I gotta print it out. One of these days,
you gotta frame it.
I have to print it and frame it and put it on my wall.
Dude, that's awesome though. That's so cool. I've seen him do that with a couple people where he's like talked to a few, and that's really cool. I mean, I can't even imagine talking to like you said Luke is like your favorite character, so like that's the same for me. Like Darth Maul also. It's a shocker. I got a million freaking Funkos here, but yeah, man, I can't even imagine getting something from like Mark Hamill himself. That sounds so freaking sick.
Literally, I got the notification when I was in like my first block class in high school, and I was freaking out in front of like literally everybody, and everybody was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" I'm like, Mark Hamill just commented on my TikTok.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. That's so cool.
I definitely have to frame it. I have to do that.
And you do the if my memory serves me correctly, you do the Return of the Jedi Luke, right? With the white patch over the from the very end of Return of the Jedi. Yeah. I do I do that Luke. I also have a Tatooine kind of closet cosplay Tatooine, and then recently I did one of his comic book looks. He has like a blue turtleneck shirt. He still has like his Tatooine poncho, and then he just has his boots and his tan pants. Which I was able to just closet cosplay of that. Nice. Yeah, I have to look that one up. I don't. That one's not like ringing a bell off the top of my head, but yeah, man, I want to do Luke so bad. That's my favorite outfit, as well as him. Like right at the end of Return of the Jedi, when he's like dragging Vader onto the thing, and he's got like his like flap open, and it's like showing like the light side versus like the dark. I'm just like, oh man, I want to do that. So I feel you on that one. That one's so cool. It's so iconic. I mean, he has everybody has iconic, I guess, outfits from Star Wars, but that one's pretty. The Cloud City one's pretty cool too. I honestly like his if I could like figure out how to make like the fighter outfit from Empire, where he's like in his like snow speeder gear with the orange and like the flight suit and stuff like that with a lightsaber. I feel like that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. I also I just remember I also cosplay his Yavin ceremony outfit. Oh, with the yellow one?
Yes.
Nice.
That's honestly my favorite outfit of his besides the Return of the Jedi one is the yellow jacket.
Very cool, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna drop this on you. You may or may not know, and I don't even know if it's canon, but so we did a listen of the radio drama for A New Hope.
Okay.
And it's like this really long. So it's basically an adaptation. Like George Lucas, when radio was still a thing. This is like before you and I were ever born. It was like in the 80s. Yeah. Radio dramas were kind of dying off. It's kind of like, I guess, like the Disney Plus of now. Disney Plus is dying off, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like this 4-hour thing, and at the very end, those clothes aren't Luke's, they're Han's. And Han gives Luke, because they're like talking like before they walk out onto like the ceremony floor. He's like asking him how like his fit is and stuff like that. He's like, yeah, it's a little loose in some areas, because like Luke just took the farm boy outfit. Like he didn't take like a bag of clothes or anything like that. He just left with so I was like, man, that scene is so much more sentiment now that like we know like those were Han's like extra clothes that he had on the Falcon. I'm gonna have to look that up, and I might actually have to like do that for a video one time. Dude, that'd be sick.
I'll probably do that.
It's at the I'll show you. I'll clip the radio drama, and you can scroll to the end. I want to say like that was it, but I don't know if it's canon or anything like that. But I thought that was a cool little like, it's my head canon now, because that seems like such a Han thing to do. He's like, hey kid, don't worry about it. It's like, these are just extra clothes I had. There you go.
My favorite. It's funny you're speaking of the radio drama, because I remember the Return of the Jedi one.
And I haven't listened to it yet. I want to.
Dude, literally, my favorite. I think I've actually. I did make a video using the audio from that, and it's basically Luke creating his green lightsaber.
Yo, okay, now I definitely gotta go. Yeah, I definitely gotta go see it.
Yeah, it's so cool to listen, and yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have you on for that one then, because I want to do. We're doing the. I got to talk to Neil. He's Rebel Scum in our group chat. But he really likes those. He's the one that brought it up, and I know there's one for Empire, and there's also one for Return of the Jedi. So if you're down, you can definitely come on the Return. Yeah, you can come on both of them. But I know you.
Oh yeah.
Listen to the Return of the Jedi. So. But yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man, cosplay is such shit, because like I'm starting to kind of like take my first steps into a larger world with cosplay, but it's tough. It's tough getting started with a cosplay. What would you, so for somebody who wants to start cosplaying, what advice would you give them? Kind of starting out.
My biggest advice is if you truly love the character, and it just comes down to, just doing it because you want to do it. Like, don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because, you don't look like that person, you have too much facial hair, or your hair is too long, or, like, just like, don't worry about any of that. Like, if you truly love the character, and that's all it is, really. Like, cosplay is just like a way, like, hey, I really like their costume, and I want to be that character, and who's gonna tell you no? Like,
well said, man. Well said. I completely agree, because like Darth Samarius, Michael, he and I were talking, and he cut his hair because he's doing a Han cosplay. And I was just like, nope. I was like, I'm not doing it. I was like, I will be long haired, whatever. I was like, I'm gonna be long haired Luke Skywalker. I'm gonna be long haired Count Dooku. Like, I was like, I'm not cutting. Or I'll wear like a wig cap or something like that. But I was like, I can't. I was like, I can't cut my hair for it.
Yeah.
So, don't let any. I just kind of echoing what you're saying. Yeah, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do so. Cosplay, like, and also like to the level of like cosplay. Like, I feel like everybody feels like they have to be like these top tier like Instagram cosplayers. And like if you just got some like there's literally a dude on YouTube who makes his YouTube just making helmets and like armor out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that? Like, that dude's like so freaking talented. It blows me away every time I watch this stuff.
Yeah. And you can even find it. And I started just basically like closet cosplay. Even like my Luke was, I started out, with his like Return of the Jedi outfit. That was a closet cosplay. I just used a black turtleneck and my like black pajama pants as like the robes too.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. That's so cool. It's a very intuitive, just like, hey, what do I got in my closet? Because like, that's the thing. Sometimes you'd be surprised at like the stuff, like when you start looking, like you can just start picking stuff left and right,
Yeah.
But so this is probably the longest and hardest question that I'm going to ask you. And going from Phantom Menace to Rise of Skywalker, It can be anything from the movie, themes, whatever. But name one thing you like from each movie.
Oh, from each movie. Okay.
Yeah, from each. Yeah, from each movie. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And you can include Rogue One and all that stuff, or you can leave it. You can just do like the Skywalker saga.
How about this? I'll go 1 through 8, and then I'll go from Solo and Rogue One.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
All right. So episode 1. So episode 1. Like I said, I saw this in theaters. So we saw it opening night. And
oh, nice.
Like my local theater. Now, my local theater usually has like their highest 10 to 12 people. We get there, there's like at least like 45 people. 45 to 50 people that are like, I mean, it's packed. Like,
yeah, the hype is real.
Crazy. And everybody has like their little toy lightsabers, you know. Some people had like some people were even dressed up too, like nice. Everybody was like here to see this movie, and it was such an experience for me because, you know, being a little kid, I thought I was the only one who liked Star Wars. So yeah, my favorite moment from the Phantom Menace is probably Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. I mean,
yeah,
I mean, seeing that in theaters and in 3D. I mean, dude, I literally couldn't stop I couldn't stop humming Duel of the Fates. Like I hummed all that throughout the week, and everybody was telling me to shut up. like no, like what are you singing?
No, that hits even harder too. Now that we have Tales of the Jedi with like Dooku looking at the tree and talking about like Qui-Gon's death. Like every time like I go back and watch Phantom Menace now, I'm just like, oh man, that's like happening somewhere when he's like being burned and stuff like that, or about to be burned. You know, I'm like, dude, so much.
Yeah.
But no, I don't blame. Yeah, Phantom Menace, Duel of the Fates, Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. Like, what's not to like? You know.
Yeah. So episode 2, has to be the Geonosis Arena.
Oh, fight. Yeah.
Like that whole scene in general is just like seeing like an army of Jedi just like that's just cool, man. Like
also they slap in all the Lego Star Wars games. Like it's like so much fun to play that arena mode. Yes. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, I actually had the complete saga on my Xbox 360.
Nice. Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, and that was the one level I would replay constantly.
Oh, it's great, dude. Because it can take you as little or as long as you like, and you can just sit there and like swack battle droids because like 100 of them, you know.
Episode 3.
It's like the whole movie.
Next movie. The whole movie's just like but if I was to pick one, actually my favorite scene from Revenge of the Sith has to be the opening scene with Anakin and Obi-Wan flying to Grievous' ship.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that done. Yeah, like I feel like that scene like doesn't get talked about enough.
Oh, also, I know we keep talking about Lego Star Wars, but also a super awesome Lego to play and the complete saga for Lego Star Wars, like flying the ships and stuff like that. So much fun, dude.
That mission was a little bit challenging though.
As a kid, for sure. Yeah, I can 100% agree with that because you got ships breaking apart and all this. But no, I agree, man. I think as far as, I mean, I guess it's not a super shocker because like that's my favorite movie. I think that's got to be my favorite intro to any Star Wars.
Yeah,
that there is. It's just so hype, you know.
Yeah, and it's the Clone Wars. I mean, it's literally the Clone Wars in live action.
Oh yeah,
like that's just so cool. Okay, New Hope. That's a hard one. That's very hard.
There's a lot. That's why I said this is probably the hardest and longest question that I'm going to ask you because like there's so many great things about all these movies, you know.
Actually, when Obi-Wan explains what the Force is.
Oh, yeah.
In that scene, in the hut when he explains Luke like what exactly the Force is, like I don't know, just the way that Alec Guinness is such a great actor, man.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that he was able to like, you know, present it in such a way that he, you know, like he knew it, but like around that time, nobody knew what a Jedi was. Nobody knew what the Force was.
Yeah, like a Jedi Knight. What is that? Clone Wars. What?
Yeah, and the fact that he's able to deliver the lines is it's just it's so cool, and it's so magical too.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that would have to be my favorite moment from A New Hope. The Empire Strikes Back. The Battle of Hoth.
Yeah.
Battle of Hoth is really, really cool. Once again, back to Lego Star Wars. That mission was also cool to play. That scene, just everything, like with John Williams, like the music score, like I can listen to that. Like it's 14 minutes long, but I'll sit
and just jam out.
Jam out for 14 minutes.
No, yeah, that's another thing. I'm not like crazy about the new Battlefront games, but man, did they make those snow maps look so beautiful?
Oh my god, like, yeah, dude,
I literally felt like I was on Hoth, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. The trailer for Battlefront 1.
Like, where he turns around and Darth Vader's like right there.
Yeah, I rewatched that trailer so many times.
Oh yeah, it was super hype.
Yeah, oh man, seems like such a long time ago.
It was, man. It was. It's so crazy. I'm hoping we get a new Star Wars game soon. Don't even get me started on Star Wars games, but I hope we get one.
Return of the Jedi. Oh shit, there's so many moments. That's my favorite Star Wars movie too. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. I think that's got to be my second one for sure. I think it goes Revenge of the Sith, then Return of the Jedi for me.
Mm-hmm. There's just so many.
I know. It's hard.
There's so many great moments. Okay, so this is my favorite. This is personally my favorite. I mean, there's so many more, but like this one always sticks to me because it just shows how cool Luke is, and it's when him, Han, Chewie, and Lando are on the sail bar, and Han, Han obviously can't see, and it's funny because like they have like this back and forth banter, and Luke tells him like I used to live here, and Han's like well you're gonna die, we're gonna die here, bro. Like and then Luke, just stick close to Chewie and Lando. I've taken care of it. Like that's just so cool. And the way he just looks, like the way he just looks off. He said, "I've taken care of everything." Like it's all.
He's like, "Okay, Grandpa, it's time for bed. Time for bed. I got this covered.
like I got this.
Oh yeah.
But what was the plan? I always ask that, like whenever I rewatch it, like what was the plan to save Han?
I think the first plan was getting Leia to like steal, or see, it's tough because like you could say that it was getting Leia, like sending the droids, and then as a token, like he would give back Han. Then Leia came in, then Leia got captured. But I'm wondering if those are just like a diversion to make Jabba feel more confident, and then Luke comes in and uses Jabba's arrogance against him to do that. But like, it is kind of weird. Like you're like, oh, I got all this figured out. Oh, so you're telling me the whole part of the plan was you getting kicked off the plank and like getting mutinied like Pirates of the Caribbean. You doing like a Jedi somersault backflip and catching a lightsaber in the air.
Now looking back on it, I think Luke's plan was he was going to, if worst case to show, if Leia didn't get out with Han, he was going to have to intervene. And I think he was going to try to use his Jedi mind trick on Jabba, but, he miscalculated on, Jabba not being,
He's like, mind tricks don't work on me, boy.
Yeah.
It's like, not today. Or in Jabba speak, he's like, wada wada blah blah. But all right.
Wait, 3 more? Yeah, 3 more.
Yeah, so we got the sequels, and then if you want to throw in the Rogue One and Solo, you can.
All right, I'll try to make the sequel short.
No, take your time, dude. We're not on any timeline here, man. You're all good.
All right, so Force Awakens. It's been a while since I watched the Force Awakens recently.
That feels like that came out a long time ago.
Yeah. I would have to say my favorite scene would have to be when Han and Chewie come back. You know, we seen Chewie were home. Like that's so cool. Like that's so cool because we haven't like seen Han and Chewie for like how many years? Like
right.
And that just hits home. That hits home. The Last Jedi.
Here, while you're thinking about that too, because I want to, we don't have to go down like the road of like negativity or anything like that, but I always ask, either if people like The Last Jedi or if Luke is their favorite character, how do you feel about the portrayal of Luke? Like how they portrayed him in Last Jedi? Because I know there's some people like Darth Samarius, his favorite character is Luke, and he really liked what they did with him. And I'm always fascinated to see either by people who like the movie or people who that's their favorite character, kind of what their interpretation of that was. What did you think about how they portrayed him? And I know that's kind of a loaded question, so
yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really a fan of how.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I think, like, here's the thing. They had the right intentions. I mean, it could work, but you also got to keep in mind we haven't seen Luke in like how many years. And
I mean, at the end of Return of the Jedi, he's probably like, because he's like 20. I don't know how long the Empire spans.
He was. I'm trying to think.
Or was he 19?
He was 19 in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
And then Empire, I think, was a 2-year gap?
I think it's 2 or 3. Yeah.
A 2-year gap. So he was,
and then I don't know how much in between. I think Return of the Jedi is pretty much right after a couple of years.
Yeah,
it's 1 year. Okay. So, and then there's like how many years between? Like 20 years in between.
Yeah.
Last Jedi and 20, 30 years, because Kylo Ren was born like right after Return of the Jedi, right? Mm-hmm. Like he's born like 5 years after or whatever. So
yeah,
and then he's like a grown ass man. So yeah, probably like I'd say like 30 years.
Yeah,
since Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, and like I said, we haven't seen him in how many years, and and a lot of like Luke fan, like a lot of old Luke fans, always wanted to see what Luke was like after the Return of the Jedi, because
right, full power.
Yeah, full power. But then, we see this man holding his father's lightsaber, and then he tosses it off.
Yeah.
And that kind of took me out of the movie a little bit. And
I feel the same way.
I was like, that's your dad's weapon, man.
I always say that too. Like, there's so much. Like, even if he wanted like the Jedi to end, or like he wanted them to go away, like for some reason, like that, like and this might be dramatic, I don't know, but I literally felt like when he threw that saber over, I felt like somebody had like punched me in the stomach. Like that was the feeling that I had got. I was just like, that's not right. Like, why would he
do that?
Like, I was like, yeah, but like I said, I get like why people, some people like it, some people. I am kind of on like I said, I'm kind of on the same boat as you. Like, I think he would have, he would have stopped maybe, like, because that's a 30-year span. Like, he started his Jedi Order like almost right after. Like, you can see him building it in Mando, and Mando takes place 5 years after. I just feel like, I don't know. Like, I think like, and I think you'll probably agree with me when I say this. Is just like, I feel like he would have kept going. Like, he would have been like, I thought the angle that they were going to do is like he was searching for answers to fix his mistakes. And that's why he had been gone. So like, he was blindsided by finding the answer on how to fix like Kylo or Snoke or whoever destroyed his temple.
Yeah.
And so like that's destroyed the Order.
And save him.
Yeah.
Because, and that was another thing. Like, like he was able to still believe that his father can turn back to the good side, but with Kylo, it was kind of like he kind of saw, he only really felt a small dark presence from Kylo, and then he just went straight for the kill, which that didn't make any sense.
It's like, I get it, like it was like an instinctual thing, like him igniting the lightsaber on Kylo and stuff like that, but I do think you're correct in the fact that like literally Darth, like I think Kylo Ren's a cool character, but I don't think he did anything in comparison to Vader, like what Vader did. Vader destroyed the whole Jedi Order. He put basically the galaxy under galactic rule with the help of the Empire, obviously, our Emperor.
It would have been a lot better if we would have saw what Luke saw.
I think so. If they would have given us a flashback,
like if he saw that Han died, then maybe he did. Maybe he saw like the First Order like blowing up all those planets and like doing all that, but like it wasn't like clear in the movie, right? So like I completely, but I just wanted to, we don't have to go down the whole rabbit hole, but I'm always, because that's such an interesting topic of debate, and I really enjoy when people can just be like, oh, that's bad. Like I don't like that. I like it when you like what you were doing or like what Darth Samarius was doing. Like you can actually explain like why you feel the way that you feel. So that was super interesting. I'm glad that you shared that with me, because like I said, Luke is my favorite character. So I'm always super interested to see how people see that version of Luke. Yeah. But to answer the question, I think my favorite.
Yes, after the rabbit hole, we just went to.
I think my favorite moment was was when Luke confronts Kylo.
That was cool.
Yeah, seeing him kind of at his peak, but not really. Was cool to see.
I would have appreciated him being there, but honestly, that was a cool move of him like doing like the rock thing, and him like, we've never seen a force power like that powerful. To be like stretch across planets and stuff like force projection. Like I thought that was kind of cool. Like that was a pretty sick move. So,
and Rise of Skywalker. My favorite moment from Rise of Skywalker has to be when Luke is able to raise his X-wing from the water as a Force ghost.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
And it has the same theme, same Yoda's theme. Oh man, I watched that in theater, and I low-key like was close to like crying.
Oh, I bet, dude. I mean, it's such a magical moment, dude.
Yeah, because like we like seeing Luke not being able to do it, and then like him. We just don't see him ever like do something like that ever again, but to see him actually do it as a Jedi Master and as a Force ghost too, it felt cool. Like it felt complete. I felt like his arc was finally complete in that moment.
Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah, I completely agree. Well, that's the whole list right there, man. That was good. That was good. Yeah. Did you wanna do Rogue One and Solo, or do you want to move on?
Oh yeah. I'll start with Solo first, because I actually really I love Solo.
Dude, it's a great movie. It's a good heist movie. Like,
it's my comfort Star Wars movie actually.
Nice.
Like I can just throw that on in the background and I'll still be like, I'll be good. But my favorite moment from Solo has to be when it's near the end. It's when Kira leaves Han.
Oh yeah.
And it sucks because like Han throughout that movie, he's selfish, but at the same time he's selfless.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll go and do something good for somebody else.
Right.
And the one time he does good for somebody else, he loses Beckett, who's like a father figure to him.
Yeah.
He only gets like half of the Quaxium, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Like a small quarter of it.
Yeah.
And then Kira leaves him.
Yeah.
Kira's the whole reason why he's doing all of this. All of this is for her, is to be with her, and then she abandons him.
It was like, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah, and
we need a Crimson Dawn show.
We really do. And I like the shot where he like looks at the ship as it goes by, because it's almost like we see him at the beginning of the movie when he loses Kira.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's almost like he's like, oh man, I'm back to where I started. But then once Chewie like, you know, places a hand on him, you know, now it's like, oh wait, but I have
my other family. Yeah,
I have my other family here.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And then when Han like turns down Infant Nets' offer, and the last little bit of detail, nobody mentions this little detail, is that's when Han truly becomes Han Solo. We see him in A New Hope, is when, you know, he gets the coaxium, and then he gives her like the wave, and then he walks off. Like like if that's not Harrison Ford, I don't know what.
Alden killed it, dude. I mean, like
he really did.
I think Donald Glover killed it as Lando. Like, it's a real shame that we're not gonna get, like, because I think that was supposed to be a trilogy, if I believe, which I don't think we're gonna ever. I think Lucasfilm blames a lot of the downfall of some of the Star Wars stuff on that, and it's a shame, because I don't think that's what that's what it's from. You know, I think it really wasn't. It really wasn't. It was just a lot of things. I think like it was like, whether you love or hate The Last Jedi, it came out right after The Last Jedi, which is the most divisive Star Wars movie we have. And then I think like the week that it opened with like some crazy other movies. Yeah. So it just didn't do. And I heard so many people, because I was in college at the time, say like they weren't going to go see Solo. They were going to boycott Solo because they didn't like Rogue One. And I was just like, you guys, I was like, no, you're going to. And now everybody's like, oh yeah, I actually like Solo, but it's too late now.
It's too late now.
You already boycotted it, so Disney doesn't think it's a profitable franchise. But no, I think they could spin it to where they could do like, maybe not Solo 2, but incorporate a lot of the ideas of Solo 2 in like a Crimson Dawn show or something like that. Because, dude, who doesn't want to see more Kira? Who doesn't want to see more Maul? Like, you know, like, who doesn't want to see more Solo? Like, there's so many different things. Like I think that would be a golden show. They would just need to figure out, or like, even that's my big thing. I want to make a video on it. I'm gonna do like, if I were to create Book of Boba Fett season 2, what I would do, and Crimson Dawn is at the literal forefront of Boba Fett season 2.
That'd be cool. That'd be actually sick.
That's what I thought. I was like, man, because that I got super hyped, because I thought Boba Fett was going to be about Boba taking on the Hutts, like the two Hutt, like the cousins or whatever. And I was like, that is so interesting. And then we got the Pikes, which the Pikes are cool. Like they look cool. They definitely look cooler animated than live action, in my opinion. But no, they did. I think they did an accurate transition to it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like the Pikes are like a lesser, like heck, I even think Black Sun is a more reputable, like known. And those guys actually look really freaking cool. But yeah, who doesn't want to see more Maul Syndicate, dude? Yeah. Like bring back Ray Park, bring back Sam Witwer. Like, come on, do it. Yes. I know Emily Clark would come back and play Kira. I think she's already said that she wanted to come back and play that character a couple times. Oh, so that would be pretty cool. I mean, she's awesome. I think because she goes up against. I'm not a big comic person. I used to be, but I'm not as big into comics as I used to be. And she, I think in War of the Bounty Hunter, she like fights Vader. Yeah, she does. Han. She does. Like, that's like trippy. Like, I was like, man, to go up against the literal, like, even though Vader was like, I think like half of what Anakin could have been or whatever. I don't know the exact power scale, but he's like definitely depleted from what Anakin could have been. To go up against Vader and survive, like, whoo, you got to have some something. You got to bring something to the table. But yeah, man. Yeah, I completely agree. I think Solo is great. It's a fun watch. Like I kind of feel you on the guilty. Like I kind of go between like that one, Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith. Those are kind of like my three. Like I always have those playing in the background if I just need like something. Like I agree with you on that one. It's just a fun story, man. Like,
yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. That's literally.
I tell you what, I'd also watch a prequel of like Vel and what's the guy's name?
Beckett.
Beckett. I was in my head, and then John Favreau's character, like the monkey guy,
like he killed Aura Singh. Like,
yeah, let's see that. Yeah. He's like more like pushed her. I was like, dang, you like literally, because she's a Jedi. Like you literally just like pushed a Jedi off a cliff and was like, oh, R.I.P. You know. Yeah. But yeah, we need more bounty hunters too. That's another thing with Boba. Yeah. I was like, I thought we were gonna get so many more bounty hunters. And don't get me wrong, we got Cad Bane. That was cool. I liked the live action Cad Bane. I think they did a good job with him. But where's Bosk? Where's Dengar, man? Like show us some more bounty hunters.
They need to remaster the like concept Clone Wars bounty hunter arc.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's so frustrating because like I feel like they could have. Like as much as I love Clone Wars season 7, and I'm like so happy that they brought it back, like it does raise an eyebrow to me that they stopped. Like because they could have kept going. Like there were so many like unfinished things. So many like even like the Sons of Dathomir arc where like Maul gets captured by like Dooku and Sidious and all that stuff, and then Mother Talzin comes in like. Tell me that wouldn't be an amazing arc to see. Like the Mando
that'd be
save
so
him.
Cool to see, man.
I know. I hope they do. Like I hope we get it in some form. I know
Tales of the Jedi season 2.
That's what I don't understand why they just don't do different versions like Tales of the Sith. Tales of the Bounty Hunter, you know, like, all that stuff. Like, just make it about and just pick and choose. You have so many, like maybe Tales of the Smuggler. Like, you'd have to make up some stuff because really Han Solo is the only really known smuggler. But man, just like or Tales of like the non-force sensitive people or something. It doesn't have quite the ring, but. So this is like I call this section Mynock Minutes, and it's just a lot of like, would you rather, who would you be in the Star Wars universe? Very quick, kind of take as much time as you need, but they're more like quicker answers and stuff like that. So if you were in Star Wars, who would you be? Would you be a Jedi, bounty hunter, Sith, smuggler? What would you pick? I know that's hard because there's a lot of cool options there.
Yeah. I don't think I would be a Jedi because I'm a very emotional person. I often I let my emotions take over sometimes, so I wouldn't really be a good Jedi.
You'd be more like a Luke or a Qui-Gon because I think they were fueled by emotion but didn't let that overcome. You know, that was like the reason why Luke was so much better than I say better than everybody else, but better than all the other Jedis because he saw the emotion but didn't let him get like succumb to it, I guess.
Yeah. I would probably be a bounty hunter. Not gonna lie.
Ooh, okay.
I'd be a bounty hunter.
That'd be pretty cool, man. That'd be pretty sick. All right. So you're building a lightsaber. You can be a Jedi, Sith, whichever one you want to be. What kind of lightsaber do you build, and what colors do you pick for your saber?
My lightsaber it'll be a nice cylinder hilt, like a nice basic smooth cylinder hilt.
Okay.
And it'll be green.
Green, okay. Dude, I was like, oh man, all we get is green and blue sabers in Star Wars, and then I bought like a NeoPixel and I hit the green and I was like, okay, I kind of get the green life because I'm purple. Purple's my favorite. Like that's what I would have if I was. But I kind of feel the green though, man. When you turn on that green, you're just like, all right.
It's I don't know why. It's just like when I watched Return of the Jedi for the first time and seeing Luke with a green lightsaber, it just felt like I was like, whoa, like it's kind of cool. Like,
oh yeah. Dude, that's why I'm kind of salty that they didn't give Dooku a green lightsaber because like all like the baddest saber duelists have like green lightsabers, like Yoda, Luke, Qui-Gon, you know, like all the badass ones have the green. So like Syndralic, you know, he mastered all the forms, you know, like I'm just like, I feel like Dooku would have a green.
Yeah.
But hey, It is what it is. You only get two.
Well, I know in Legends he had a green lightsaber, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read Dooku Jedi Lost. That's one of my reads. Master and Apprentice, Dooku Jedi Lost. I read Plagueis. Plagueis was great, but I'm still have a backlog of books.
Yeah, Dooku Jedi Lost is really, really good.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've listened to the audiobook like 4 times.
Dude, already. Aren't the audiobooks great? Like, yes. It's literally like listening to a Star Wars movie.
It really is. Brotherhood.
It's great. Well, I
love listening to Brotherhood.
So I'm almost done. Like I'm at like the very end when they're like basically escaping the planet. I won't go too far into it for people who haven't read it and stuff like that. But they're essentially they got what they needed and they're like escaping essentially.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, it's so because I feel like some parts are kind of slow, but then like they hit you with some like really like insightful stuff of like what Obi-Wan thinks of Anakin and what Anakin thinks of Obi-Wan and stuff like that. It really shows that brotherhood and like stuff that you don't get in the movies, but like once it's said, you kind of like feel that like within the movies and stuff like that. So it's super cool.
It's funny because like while they're both on their different missions, you know, they're both like saying like, oh, you know, Obi-Wan would do this in this situation, and oh, Anakin would probably do that in that situation. But then, you know, it's like, oh wait, he's not here.
yeah, it's
so. So actually, let me ask you this: so does it count? Does Anakin and does it count?
I kind of think it does, dude. Like. He says it doesn't count, and like, yeah, I guess like it does. Okay, you know what, guys? Spoilers right now, so we're gonna have the talking code. If you haven't read it and you want to read it, just skip like a minute ahead or something like that. You know, I'm sure we'll be done talking about it by then. So the business on Cato de Moidia, yeah, I think it does, dude. I mean, I think he would have been in some trouble. I think maybe Obi-Wan could have gotten himself out of it just because he's like the negotiator, but I think it counts. I think it counts. He doesn't, I will give him that. He doesn't know about Ventress, and that is like kind of like, you don't know about a Sith, like, or a Sith apprentice or whatever, or acolyte or however you want to phrase her. But yeah, I think it counts.
It's funny. I watched the interview with Mike Chen, the guy who wrote the book, and because the guy who was interviewing him asked a similar question if it did count, and he said he's like, look, you know, in any situation that Obi-Wan gets himself in, and if Anakin is able to squeeze his way in some way somehow,
yeah,
it counts.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I know. As soon as he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be sent off to like train Padawans," I was like, "Okay, sure he is." Like, I just knew. I was like, "Oh, man, he's going." But yeah, no, it's good. I like.
As soon as he thinks something's wrong.
Yeah, well, he comes in and he saves the day, man. He's about to get Obi-Wan's about to get shot, and he just like, you know, blocks that stuff. So, and it's cool. I like I didn't know that the Cato Neimoidians like speak like a different language called like Pac and stuff like that. Like I like those little details and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you would have never known. And the sniper chick, the like elite warrior.
Rue.
Rue. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. And like I like how Ventress is like corrupting like the kind of like the younger like deputy kind of guy. Like I think that was really cool. Yeah, Kitar. Yeah. See, you know all the names, dude. I'm so bad with names.
Yeah,
like, that one guy and her and
yeah, I've listened to 3 times now. So
oh dang,
yeah, all the characters like I have like memorized right now.
Dude, I'm so close. Like literally at the point where they're in like the control center and they're like staging the fight. Like that's like the last thing I have. So I'm pretty close to the end, and then I got Master and Apprentice.
That part is so cool. So you said you were at the part when they were staging the fight, right?
Yeah, like she's like they're like literally getting ready to like turn back on the cameras to like.
Oh my! Oh yeah, I don't know. Like it was like listening that for the first time, and just the way, just the way the Obi-Wan pose is described is just so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
And it was so funny because like I do like I do delivery for Domino's. Like I'm a delivery driver.
Dude, no way, dude. I delivered for Domino's for like 6 years.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I just like, I think like I moved to Austin like in the pandemic, and I worked there for a little bit, and like it was just not slapping during the pandemic, so I stopped. But yeah, I had worked like all through college and basically like a year after college doing that. So that's funny that you say that.
Yeah, and whenever I'm on deliveries, I just put on like.
Oh, it's great, right? You can just like jam out to whatever you want to. You can listen to whatever you want to.
Yeah, and hearing that for the first time, like I legit like freaked out in my car. I'm like, yo, he did the thing. He did the thing.
Yeah. Nice, dude. Nice. All right. Well, since we kind of dove into that, I'll keep the last couple ones short. What would be your, if you had, I know this is tough, but your top 3 favorite characters as of right now? I know with favorite movies and characters, everything always shifts, but what are you feeling right now? Who are you vibing with right now for your top 3?
All right. My top 3 has to be Luke.
Okay. Solid.
Dooku.
Ooh, nice.
Qui-Gon.
It's very solid. Very solid. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I don't know if Dooku's in my top 5, top 3, but like I definitely Qui-Gon and Luke are. I got the Hot Toys Qui-Gon back here. I think I've brought him out a couple times.
Oh, sick.
And I want to get like Hot Toys just hasn't, in my opinion, released a good Luke yet. So I'm waiting for them to do a good, like maybe because I want them to release the Mandalorian Luke. I think that'll be really cool. Like maybe getting him or something like that. But yeah, dude, those are all solid characters. I saw your you got your Dooku.
Yes.
We'll like kind of spin off into that too. How are you liking that, man? I'm still on the fence about it. Like, I don't know if I want to get it or not, but it looks so good, dude. I'm like, oh man, dude, I might have to.
Dude, I love it. I love that costume. Nice. That's honestly like one of my favorite costumes to do. And portraying Dooku also is awesome. Because like he's just so elegant and he's so clean. And like I'm not gonna lie, like when I first put on the costume, I was just kind of walking back and forth like as like a cape, and I was kind of playing with the cape.
Nice.
It's just so cool. It's just so cool.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, his fit and I mean his fit in general, but like his fit in the Tales of the Jedi are just so clean. Like I like how his cape, it's like a like I don't even know how you say like what I don't know
it's
what
like it covers the shoulders. It's like
it's like a shoulder piece. Like it's almost like medieval. You know how like they have like those leather pieces that cover like just the shoulders, and then it has the cape that goes down like that. That was so cool. That's so clean. So that's so cool. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely go check out his Instagram because he's done a lot of cool Count Dooku stuff. It's pretty sick.
I need his lightsaber.
I know,
that's
dude.
The next goal.
Dude,
that's the next goal. I need to get his lightsaber.
I feel that I want to get it too. It's just so clean looking. I do all the Lego Star Wars stuff, and that's I pretty much modeled 90% of the game. But I was playing Attack of the Clones, and Dooku has this curved one. I didn't know that they gave him a curved one in the Lego thing. So I want to build his Lego curved
lightsaber. Yeah,
I think that would be pretty sick. So this will be the last one I ask you for the Mynock Minutes. If you had to bring a force power into real life, what force power would you choose?
Probably mind trick.
Ooh, okay.
I would abuse the mind trick so much. Like if my parents like yell at me for something,
I'm not the one you're angry with.
I'm not the one you're looking for.
Just be at school. You do not want to drink the last juice box. You want to give me the juice box.
Yes. Yeah. So definitely the mind trick.
Okay. And then the final question that I'm going to ask you to kind of wrap everything up, and I always love this question because everybody always has something different. If Lucasfilm called you up and we're like, look, man, we need an idea for, it can be a movie, it can be a book, video game, TV show, whatever you want it to be, but you have to pitch them an idea. What would you pitch them?
Ooh.
And it doesn't have to be like original. Like you can pick like a character and be like, I want a character on this or something like that. Like, because I say this question a lot and they're like, oh, it has to be like an original idea. No, you can like pick a character from the universe or whatever you want to. You just have to pick the medium in which you want to tell your story through and what the story would be about.
So, I was actually thinking about that because I have like, because like another thing that I do, I'm an inspiring filmmaker. I want to make films eventually for the future.
Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
And I have I've written a lot of like Star Wars fan film scripts.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I was thinking about, because I know it was actually a couple months ago that Patty Jenkins' X-Wing,
dude, I was so sad about that.
Yeah, was not going to be made this year, and I kind of felt like, I was actually hyped to see that, because
I was too.
X-Wings are awesome. Like X-Wings,
like her dad was like a fighter pilot. Like she had experience. Like if she could just bring that experience into Star Wars and make like Squadrons looked like, I haven't played a lot of the story or anything like that, but the trailers all looked sick. I know, like seeing the views from I didn't watch Maverick, the new Maverick movie, but I heard
you have to watch that.
Yeah, I heard it was great, and I was just like, man, so great. Like we could have had something like on the scale of that, but in Star Wars, like come on.
Yeah, and so I was thinking about that, and I briefly came up with like, what if they did an animated Star Wars movie?
Oh, okay. I'm in.
about Wedge Antilles.
Oh,
basically, you can take a little bit from like the old Legends X-Wing book series.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard a lot of people said that book series was really good. I haven't
the Rogue Squadron one.
No. Was it Rogue Squadron?
I know Rogue Squadron's a video game. I might be getting mixed up with that. But I know Rogue Squadron. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because there's like, it's like a long book series. Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about though.
But yeah, you can take inspiration from that and just have it be about Wedge.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Rogue Squadron, and the animation style, I would actually have it be 2D.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think 2D would be pretty cool. It would be unique, and and 2D animation is, a lot of people sleep on 2D animation. But I don't know if you saw this fan film called TIE Fighter.
It sounds familiar, but no, I don't think so.
I'll send you the link probably afterwards.
Definitely.
But
okay.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
And it uses like 2D animation. It's kind of like an anime type style. But
okay.
But like the detail in it is like, you couldn't even tell if it's like fan made.
Dude, I mean, I'm always down for it, because like you can see. Well, we were talking about anime, like just see some of these brand new animes that are coming out, and how like. I don't know if you're big into anime or anything like that, but like Demon Slayer looks freaking gorgeous. Like a style, like a Demon Slayer style of like cartoon or not animate. Like that would be sick. Like you were saying, for that would be awesome. Also too, like I feel like a lot of people sleep on the 2003 Tarkovsky. I can't even say his name. Samurai Jack guy. Yeah. Tarkovsky, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. Don't hate me, Chad. Don't hate me, Chad.
But yeah, that series was awesome.
It slapped, dude. Yeah, it was. That was all 2D. So I feel that would be sick. I would love that. I would love, honestly, just anything. I want more. Like as much as I love Disney Plus, I'm tired of the freaking TV shows, man. I want something else besides TV shows. We need a movie. Like we need to go into the theater and see another Star Wars movie. That's what I'm saying. Or like play another Star Wars video game. I love Fallen Order, but like something that's not Fallen Order that slaps. Because Battlefront to me was mid, but like it had some good times in it. But like, oh man, just there's so much potential, and I'm so glad, because you're the first person to actually mention like animated stuff, and I think like animated stuff is like at the height of its power right now. Like, it's like even like not 2D stuff, even just like Bad Batch or like Tales of the Jedi, like that looks like it's just art, you know. So I think that would be great to do like a 2D animation of like just something in Star Wars. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on and telling your Star Wars story. Let the good people know where they can find you at.
Well, you can find me on Instagram. You can also find me on TikTok, and you can find me on Twitter at TC Cosplays.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, and I'll have all those links down below for you guys if you guys want to check that out. And thank you guys for watching, and may the Force be with you.